Hello and welcome back. I'm Artur Ganszyniec. I was the lead story designer for the first Witcher and I'm playing the game after 18 years, sharing some commentary and behind the scenes. And today we'll face chapter 2, which on one hand is a glorious mess and on the other hand is some of the, the core The Witcher experience. After chapter 1, at the end of chapter 1, we were arrested while trying to get into Vizima, and we start chapter 2 in prison. And just a brief introduction, because this chapter is both sprawling and allowing for a lot of exploration and a lot of backtracking, but it has these moments where the action just grips you and things progress very fast. So before we start talking with NPCs, I just wanted to foreshadow that things will move pretty fast. We are in a dungeon and there's the elven convict. We will talk to him, and this will be one of the moments that you may know from The Witcher 3, like, oh Geralt, my house is burning, my wife is dead, monsters ate my daughter, do you care to play Gwent? So, yeah, and let's take a look at the elf.
Tomorrow's my big day.
Why are you here, elf?
Delighting in the last moments of my life. Or trying to. I hang tomorrow. I have a request. I've always found games pleasant, and Jethro let me keep my dice. If you don't have your own set, we can share mine.
Okay, so this is the moment when we wanted to force the poker with dice on the player, but I think like this context that this is my last day and I just want to have some fun is good enough, and we'll play with him for real because it's his last play, and I just want you to take a look at the background of the dice poker, because as you can see we have different backgrounds, one for an inn, or one for the cave and stuff like this. And probably you could see that the elf looked differently than the one in Act 1. He was less, nomads of the steppes, and he was more like vaguely medieval vibe. And that's because later in the production, when we had time to do like 2 or 3 additional elven models, we had a discussion with the art team, and there was this decision to try to come closer to how elves were described in the books. So he's less original, but more Sapkowski elf. Okay, and let's roll. Maybe we should let him win. Yeah, let him win. It's his last day. Oh. Okay. I have no idea why are we playing 2 games in a row. Probably I clicked something while being distracted talking to you. Okay, let's pass. He won.
All right, you maggots. The king in his mercy will pardon whoever subdues the cockatrice in the sewers.
Pardon? What about half the kingdom, the princess's hand in marriage?
Oh, Geralt.
Watch what you say, Witcher. Political jokes could get you in trouble.
I'll slay the monster.
Too late. There's another volunteer.
I'm the better candidate.
The creep in the corner claims he'll defeat it bare-fisted.
Which creep?
Yo-ho!
That tub of lard? You're kidding.
You want freedom? Fight for it. Whoever wins faces the cockatrice.
Piece of cake.
Okay, so apart from just using the poker with dice, we also wanted to make sure that the player knows there's like this fist fighting feature in the game. So we'll have to beat the Yoo-hoo guy. The whole scene was pretty comedic, and just let's take a look at the journal, because we met some new character, and that will be Vincent Mice, the captain of the city guard, and he will be an important character in this chapter, and more about him later. Before we fight the muscleman, let's talk to the prisoners, because I like those.
I may be a thief, but society's to blame.
I love the one-liners.
You tasted the muck they call supper. I'm innocent.
I think they paint a
Step
much
away.
better.
We're honest thieves, not politicals.
This is sort of like a communist Poland
This
prison.
is Arnold, my rat.
Okay, let's fight the guy.
I'll defeat you, then thrash that lizard and go free.
Let's do it.
You bastard.
Okay, the fist fighting has its own mechanics, and is somewhat inspired or similar to, the Batman games like Arkham Asylum, but it's not nuanced enough to stand on its own, so it's this implementation works pretty okay as the minigame. And Geralt,
Bastard.
like this, his animation after he wins.
Without your spells.
I saved your life. The cockatrice is no joke.
Next time, you'll get beaten.
Okay,
Oh, I'm itching to slap somebody.
and as you can see, the quest we are in is called Prison Break, because that was the TV series we were watching at that time, and we liked it a lot. And Vincent Mice is this morally ambiguous captain of the City Watch, and he's inspired by at least two characters from other works of culture. And one of the characters is a captain of a city guard from Terry Pratchett's books, Captain Vimes. As you can see, the V Mice barely hidden anagram of Vimes. And the other inspiration for our good captain will become obvious later.
Congratulations. You won the right to slay the beast.
I'm almost proud.
Want to slay the beast, or would you rather just stand there?
I need a weapon.
That's funny. We recently confiscated a Witcher's sword.
Where?
Not your business. Jethro, bring that silver sword.
The one we found at Thaler's?
Oh, Jethro.
Yes, idiot. That one.
Can I have it?
Get it from Jethro. The rest of your gear's in deposit for afterwards.
Fine.
One more thing. I'll pay extra for the monster's head, provided it's undamaged.
I'll see what I can do.
I must say that we tried to reflect the overall mood of Sapkowski's books, which is a mixture of serious themes and topics and comedy, and Jethro certainly is a comedic relief in this scene.
Imbeciles.
Oh, the sword. Where was it?
Hurry up. I don't have all day.
Yes, we also confiscated a potion. Once you've completed your task, collect your belongings from behind the bars.
I'll ask about it. Then I'll get the professor.
Stupid. The professor just does the wet work. If you want to be effective, you'd strike at his boss.
So we
No, I
are
doubt
setting
you'd
the main
succeed.
quest for
He's a
the
big player.
chapter.
He has concessions.
Connections, you mean? I'll find him.
First, you gotta survive your meeting with a cockatrice.
Watch my belongings. I'll be back, and I'll want everything returned.
Okay, and the cutscene we will be seeing right now was prepared for some demo for some conference. It's from the previous version of the game, but it was good enough that we decided to save it and use it in the final game. And if you look at this drowner, it was motion captured by a guy who became quite a famous actor later in Poland. So for the Polish for the Polish viewers, the drowner was motion captured by Boris Szyc. Okay, and now there will be this sequence that a lot of will be happening right now.
Oh, you're a witcher?
Indeed.
White hair, vertical pupils, signs of mutation?
Skip the medical exam.
Forgive me, I meant no harm. I'm Siegfried, a knight of the Order of the Flaming Rose.
I'm Geralt.
I've heard much praise concerning the combat skills of witchers.
If you don't mind, I have some work to do down here, and I'd like to get it done fast.
A cockatrice, correct? That's why I'm here.
Let's talk.
Yes?
Okay, so first of all, we are introducing the Order of the Flaming Rose. It was just mentioned in Chapter 1, but it's an important part of the game's world. And second, Siegfried, the Knight of the Order. His face was modeled after Konrad Tomaszkiewicz, who was at the time a designer on the story team. And then he became the game director for The Witcher 3, and right now he runs his own studio called Rebel Wolves, and more or less that's how he looked 18 years ago, apart from that he has black hair and the model is blonde.
Think you can kill the cockatrice?
The sacred flame will guide me.
What prompted you to enter the sewers after a beast?
It threatens Vizima. The Order's been fighting beasts for a while, rather effectively, too.
Wait, that's Witcher's work.
You witchers are relics and few in number. You're no competition. The Order demands no payment for protecting humans.
I suppose fairies funded your armor and castles.
I've no desire to argue. We're both here. There's no reason to await the other's turn, especially while there are drowners here, too. Let's join forces instead. I long to see your combat skills, and I assure you, my sword is at your disposal.
Okay, so this is where we set the opportunity to get to know Siegfried better, because we got already some introduction to elves, which are one of the important factions in the game, and now we'll have the occasion to get to know the Order better. And at this moment, the player probably doesn't know that that in the future they will have to choose between the elves and the Order, and how they perceive the world, and make a moral decision about that. So right now, let's try to be friends with both.
Agreed. Let's go.
You lead. We'll speak later. The cockatrice is a dangerous foe.
Okay, so let's kill some drowners. Let's see if we... maybe let's loot the corpses. Some ingredients will come in handy. And let's see if we have... Oh, we have the cat potion, so we can see in the dark. Let's talk to...
The cockatrice is a dangerous foe.
The cockatrice is a dangerous foe. That's right. I think that cockatrice is not the only danger in those sewers. Yes.
Virtue!
As you can see, those sewers are not really made for this isometric camera and for this model of traversal, but they are an older location. Most of the locations were created before we really knew how the game will be played. Okay, there's one more. Okay, let's kill it. We don't have any healing potions, which is a shame because I let myself get killed or harmed. Okay, we are here because there's this corpse of an older knight, a key with the image of lionhead spider and some letter. So we'll take it and we'll read the letter. Okay, so it's about a cult of lion-headed spider. Lion-headed spider is an evil god or a demon that was very briefly mentioned in one of the short stories. And as you can see, I would like to talk with Siegfried about it.
The cockatrice
Yeah, but the cockatrice is a dangerous foe, because later I will have for you some interesting information about like this lion-headed spider. But right now, let's kill the boss, and maybe we'll be able to leave the sewers. Yeah, as you can see, the drowner is fighting the cockatrice, or the cockatrice is fighting the drowners, and it was well, inspired is a big word, but we thought that okay, let's talk with Siegfried, then I will come back to this.
Where was the exit?
I don't think I can go back the way I came.
Come, I lead you to the exit. Take the cockatrice's head. Vincent pays well for trophies.
Very well, though it reeks.
Okay, so you know, okay, so there's cockatrice's head and something called Sephira, which will be important in a quest line that is pretty tedious and that I take full responsibility for. But more about it later. And about this drowner fighting the cockatrice, we really liked, like in Gothic, in this RPG, old RPG game, like different monsters were fighting each other, and we wanted to have something like this in The Witcher, but this is not an open world. The fights are usually scripted, the monsters usually spawn right after you have to fight them, so this is the only place where we pretended such things happen in the game. So let's take to Siegfried.
We're near the exit.
Okay, let's take a look at the map. Okay, so we are going towards the exit, and the entrance to the cultist crypt is here. So let's talk with Siegfried, and then I will go back to the cultists, because this is a pretty interesting story from the protection perspective.
That door leads out of the sewers. So, this is where we part. But...
Quiet. I hear footsteps.
Odd. Few would dare venture here.
We added this, we hear footsteps, because we needed the bandits to appear, and the only place where we could spawn them was behind the door, and it was pretty abrupt and seemed, you know, arbitrary. But when we added like this line, I hear them coming, both the player was prepared for the fight, and we highlighted that Geralt is a witcher and, you know, has very good hearing.
Friends of yours?
You could say so. The thugs with the salamander sign have been bothering me for a while.
Who knew you'd be in the sewers?
The captain of the guard, the loon from the jail, and the prisoners. I fought the cockatrice for my freedom.
A limited number of suspects. You'll likely solve the mystery when you find the leader of those bandits. I have a friend in Vizima, a detective. See him for help.
Where are you headed?
I have things to attend to at my quarters. Then I'll venture out in search of beasts, as the world is still filled with them.
You did well, Siegfried. Glad we met. I need to recover my things.
Make sure you get everything. Jethro is known to have sticky fingers.
Let's get out of here.
Here's the key for the passage to town. A few days ago, I locked the door to keep the cockatrice in.
Thanks. I'd rather not go back the way I came.
We might meet again if ever you visit the sewers. At times I venture down here in search of monsters.
Ah, your sacred mission of protecting humankind?
Your sarcasm is unnecessary. We're on the same side, Witcher. You'll realize this one day.
Farewell, and thanks.
If you ever need me, I'll be at my quarters in Vizima.
Okay, so we met Siegfried. He seems like a nice guy, idealistic knight who fights monsters, wants to protect people. He seems pretty okay, because I think at this moment he is pretty okay. But sooner or later we'll realize that his worldview and the Order's worldview is very different from what the elves want, for example. So there will be this growing tension. But right now, let's go and try to find the cultists. Then, not because it's a particular interesting quest, but it's quite an interesting story production-wise. Because as you could see, we couldn't really talk with Siegfried about this that night we found, and about the key, and about the cult. Although it seems like an interesting topic for conversation. And now, when we go to the cultist's lair, we will soon see that this is a huge and mostly empty crypt with some pretty scary, with some corridors blocked, but most of the crypt is just, empty. Not much is happening here. Let's take a look at the map. The crypt seems pretty big, and I would like you to take a look at it, because some parts of the crypt might seem familiar, and that's because every crypt in the game is based on this big location. We only had one, if I remember correctly, one location for crypts, and one location for caves, and we were just pretending there are different locations by blocking some parts and using different exits. But this, okay, and here we have some, here we have some cultists, and I hope they won't overpower us because they are not worth fighting. I'll just slay them quickly. And we'll be going back because there's not much of a quest here, to be honest. It's just that we just have some cultists and one of two treasures when we kill all of them, and there are no interesting dialogues. The story is almost non-existent, almost as if it wasn't really a quest, because it's not really a quest. It's just a location that I don't remember the details, but it's just something that someone of the design team decided to add to the game, so we had like more interesting stuff to do. Oh, the gory finishers. So we will be going back because the fight is tedious. There's really not much to do here. So what happened? I don't really remember if this location was added for the basic game or in the enhanced edition, but this is just something that someone in the design team decided to do. I don't really know if the production knew about it, and at that moment we had no budget for dialogues, so it is not a quest, because a quest have to have at least one or two dialogues to make it part of the story. It's just like this. When you look at a journal, we see we have a lot of quests for this act, but there's nothing about the lion-headed spider, and there's no like narrative payoff of killing all those bandits. They are never mentioned again. We only had budget for those for on-screen text for the letter and the description of the items, and that's pretty much it. There were, I think, a circle of elements in the dungeon, so we could get some boost to our signs, or maybe learn Igni if we miss that chance in chapter 1. But and probably you might say that this was, not something that a sensible, experienced game studio would do, and that's because we weren't a sensible and experienced game studio at that time. But a sensible and experienced game studio probably wouldn't make The Witcher 1 in the budget and in the time we have. So, words and all. And now, welcome to the Temple Quarter.
Vizima's Temple Quarter. Whores, murderers, and beggars. Salamandra's base must be near.
So this is not the best part of Vizima, and as you can see, it's raining, and the witch's comment is pretty bleak, and that's because the whole chapter is a noir detective story. Just like chapter 1 was a horror story inspired slightly by Stephen King, chapter 2 is a noir detective story, more or less. And this is something that we realized, that this approach helps us telling interesting stories within the game, because every story is about something else, different mood, different themes. It doesn't get boring. And it was also a tribute to how Sapkowski wrote his short stories, because the short stories were all retelling of classical fairy tales or legends. So we decided also to do some kind of postmodern retelling of different genres of fiction. And yes,
Interesting. The private eye Siegfried mentioned could be helpful. Have to start somewhere.
and you may ask, were there private detectives, noir private eyes in the Middle Ages? Probably not, but the world of The Witcher is not Middle Ages. It's a postmodern like world with where people know genetics and have a pretty modern outlook on life. So this is the private eye. And before we talk to him, I will just warn you that this will be one of the sequences where a lot of things will happen. And as you can see, he's called Raymond Marlowe.
Well, what do we have here?
I'm Geralt of Rivia.
A warrior like no other. Your legend precedes you. How can I help?
I'm looking for some information. Is this where I'll find it?
Good question. I used to work for the lawyers Codringer and Fenn. Satisfied?
The names mean nothing to me, but I'll assume that's a recommendation.
As a professional, you understand information has its price.
I'll pay.
I'm all ears, White Wolf.
So Raymond Marlowe, like Raymond Chandler and Marlowe, the fictional detectives, we couldn't be more like clear that this is a noir story. And the face of the detective is modeled after Adam Badowski, who was the art director at that time, and right now he's on the board of directors in CD Projekt, and he's the like creative vision holder for all the games.
What's it like being a private eye?
Lousy work in a town full of dirt and conspiracies. I spend most of my time spying on nobles and rich burghers who cheat on their wives. You can't imagine what people are capable of.
I don't think I care to imagine.
I recently followed Morton, commander of Fultist's palace guards. Heard of him?
I don't think so.
I saw him in the stables with 2 young pages. You wouldn't believe.
I've heard enough.
I'm all ears, White Wolf.
I'm interested in the people who wear salamander pins.
Just so happens I know a thing or two. Before I go on, I wouldn't mind knowing what your interest in the case is.
As you can see, or as you can probably guess, this is one of the latest model we made in the game because it's pretty characteristic and pretty detailed when compared with other models in The Witcher 1.
Azar Javed. Name mean anything to you?
I've heard it. Why are you looking for Javed?
Let's just say my boots do a rendezvous with his ass.
Usually I charge for information, but I'll give you this bit for free. I've been working on that case for a while.
So he is also after this Zerrikanian mage who stole our Witcher secrets in the prologue.
Personal matter or a commission?
I'll risk trusting you. Let me tell you a story. A happy couple once lived in Vizima, ordinary as fish in a pond, with a 10-year-old boy. One day the father returned home and was puzzled not to be greeted by his son, his dog, or the smell of dinner on the stove. He suspected nothing until he found the dog dead, shot in the muzzle with a heavy crossbow. He wasn't even sure it was his dog, but then he found his wife pinned to the kitchen door with a spear. He searched the house in vain for his son. The culprits hadn't left a trace. To make a long story short, Vincent Mice had to close the case. No witnesses, no evidence. Except 6 months later, a monster's corpse turned up in a trash heap. Eyes like festering wounds, pale, rough skin, unnaturally muscular body. Everyone had forgotten the murder and disappearance. Almost everyone. See, the missing boy had one characteristic feature, a 6th toe. Only the parents knew about it. Always had trouble finding shoes for the kid. And the dead monster had an identical 6th toe. The father has devoted his life to tracking down the murderers.
I hope he finds them.
Back to reality. This is what I've managed to learn. Azar Javed, a Zerrikanian sorcerer, leads Salamandra. He's more dangerous than a pit of Kikimores, but unfortunately out of my reach. With his contacts and resources, he's got almost free reign in the city.
I got a taste of his abilities. Anything else?
I suspect Salamandra has built a large-scale operation, with gold simply greasing the wheels of their political ambitions. They're conducting genetic experiments, dangerous ones. Regular thugs wouldn't have the knowledge or means.
Who's working for Javed? Any guesses?
The captain of the guard who dropped that investigation disappears nights. Maybe you can squeeze some information out of him.
Is that all?
We might have one more lead. The city guards detained someone who could provide information.
The guards at the city jail?
Yeah. Find a way to question that prisoner. In the meantime, learn what you can from the guards.
Count on it. People open up to me all the time.
His information could be priceless. Good luck.
So a lot of info dump. First, when he was describing like this monster found in the trash heap, he mentioned destroyed eyes, pale skin, musculature. We can imagine that someone is trying to recreate the Witcher experiment. And this ties nicely with our stolen Witcher secrets. And then he reinforced that like this chapter will be about an investigation, because we have several suspects. Someone is working for the Salamandra, but who? We don't know. And one thing more, we talk a lot about Azar Javed here, but when we were making chapter 1 for the first time, we had this idea that he will be working from behind the scene. The player will never see Azar Javed until he faces him in chapter 3. But then, when we faced him in chapter 3, people were like, who was this guy? Because they didn't know how he looked. So we added him to chapter 2, but it was still meh. So finally we added him to the prologue and things click. So this is a piece of like designer's toolkit. When you are setting up a mystery, you have to carefully explain to the player that there is something they don't know and give them enough information for them to understand that there is a mystery. When you hide too much information, it's just, a surprise or deus ex machina.
Know anything more about the Salamander prisoner?
He may be one of the leaders, though in this town the guards capture pawns while the big fish swim free. We'll know for certain once you question him.
We'll see.
Just one thing. I think you're being followed.
Any suggestions?
Wait here a while. Make them nervous.
Surprise those who want to surprise you. I'll leave at midnight.
Yeah, so a sudden and unexpected twist, and we're walking into a trap we know about.
The Witcher is taking his time.
He must have left a different way. No matter.
Seems true. I assume the trap is set?
Indeed. Tend to your tasks in the trade quarter.
I'll leave the matter to our best agent.
So we set the scene. As you could see, we didn't really see Azar Javed here, because that was still this moment when we were thinking that he better stay hidden, and we hinted that they also have some interests in the trade quarter of Vizima. So setting up for chapter 3, and the reason why we waited till midnight is because we needed to have a fight here, and this is a city, generally a safe location, and make it like orchestrating a fight with all the friendly NPCs in the area is a nightmare. So we had to skip time and wait till midnight.
Dare challenge the Salamandra!
Okay. So at this moment, we know that we are reminded that we are fighting Salamandra. These are the bad guys in this story. We know that there is a detective who will help us with the investigation. Because we know that there is an investigation to be to be done, because someone is working for the bad guys, and they have a leader here, or someone is working for Azajavet, because someone knew we were in the sewers and sent the goons after us. Okay. Right now, let's take a look at the map. Okay, so here is the city dungeon where we have to reclaim our possession. And let's take and at the journals, at the journal, we learn something more about some of the NPCs. As you can see, the NPC stories extend after every important event with their concerning them. And when we look at the quests, we can see that the main quest is called Vizima Confidential, just like LA Confidential, because this is a noir detective story, and we have the Crown Witness, this Salamandra prisoner. We have to interrogate, and we have this quest Suspect, Vincent Mice. There will be a number of quests with the suspect prefix, and the idea is that Geralt suspects many different people for wondering who is working for the Salamandra, and the quest lines, or the whole quest line, was internally known as The Investigation, and was mostly my idea. And after that, I vowed solemnly never to design investigations in video games, because it was a nightmare, and we will come to that later. You will see. While this was an tricky subject, the investigation. I think that Vizima is better to be viewed like from this camera. I want to show you something. As you can see, when we walk into an NPC, we push them away, and that's because when we play on the isometric camera, Geralt usually just finds his way around an NPC, but when we are using WSAD keys, we can run into someone. And we were playing the first Assassin's Creed at the time, and there was this nice system of pushing our way through crowds, and so we decided to have something like this. It's very rudimentary, and this animation of pushing someone away, it's the same animation we use for opening doors. We reused it because we didn't have budget for an fancy system here. But before we go and take our things, let's take a look at the notice board and see who needs the Witcher for what. Some wolves, echinops, Algul, dogs. I don't know if I'm animal control, and drown that. Let's read them. Okay, this is the instruction for lion-headed spider. This is the contract for drowned dead. For Siegfried. This is okay. So there is a swamp somewhere, and there are wolves to be killed there. We have some echinops. We have to inquire with the gardener in a hospital. Algul for Kalkstein, Alchemisto, our old friend. And the dog, Gravedigger, wants me to kill some dogs. This is the quest that I have always problems with, because we wanted to draw the player's attention to to the mechanics that you can do like ointments for your sword to enhance its abilities. The ointments need some fat, and dogs drop some fat. And at the same time, it's a grisly story, Geralt killing dogs, but at the same time, many players just don't want to kill dogs, and I don't blame them. Luckily, there's a way around that. Okay, so let's go in and talk to jailer Jethro. Oh, Vincent is here.
You're free, but you still need to observe the quarantine.
Meaning?
Don't leave the Temple Quarter.
You must be kidding.
We keep a close eye on you, Witchers.
Didn't I hear you say that everyone's equal?
What is it, Witcher?
I can prove I killed the cockatrice.
Impressive. That's 400 Oren's reward. Well deserved.
How's the Salamandra investigation going?
Patience, Witcher. All will be explained tonight.
Any way I can help?
Stay clear of the warehouses and the slums. It's a sensitive case that doesn't require your sword. Just yet.
Because... The warehouses. You don't intend to go there alone?
It's a secret operation. How do you expect me to go? With an assault team and full-plate armor and a bugler? Relax. I'm no rookie. And I got a few things up my sleeve.
No doubt.
Meaning? No matter. Have a good time today. Enjoy your freedom. And maybe tomorrow I'll serve you Javed's balls on a platter.
So, telling Geralt to stay away from something always works, and telling the player to stay away from something always works, doesn't it? And as we can see, at least from what he says, Vincent doesn't really like Azor Javad, so maybe he's a suspect, but maybe he can be our ally here.
They say you're holding a salamander prisoner.
Maybe we are. What's it to you?
Well, I wouldn't mind knowing.
You'll get no information out of me or my men.
Do you handle monsters too?
I'd rather not waste my men on that. I pay anyone who kills a monster. Just bring proof.
What pays best?
Right now, my budget includes reward money for the cockatrice in the sewers, and for some bloodthirsty plant that kills people in the swamp. Something must be done about that.
So, yeah, I like this is, a fantasy world, but at the same time, public services are working under strict budget, so just for the most important monsters. Let's take a look at the quests. We updated the quests about Vincent, and we got some Witcher contracts. And let's talk to Jethro.
You killed the cockatrice. On behalf of King Faltest, I grant you an official pardon.
Finally, this absurdity is over.
Take your belongings from the trunk before I sell them. And remember the reward on the cockatrice's head. Vincent gets very excited about trophies. I can finally relax. I'll inspect what we've confiscated here. Good quality gear. Damn, it's strong.
What's strong?
None of your business.
I just...
Jethro seems to have a substance abuse problem.
Why was the professor released from prison?
He has powerful friends. Let that be a warning. Don't annoy those more powerful than you.
I should be like the city guards. Release criminals whenever someone shakes a coin pouch.
Hey, you're still under observation. Besides, someone bailed him out. Completely legal.
Who was this benefactor?
No idea. Money was transferred from Vivaldi's Dwarven Bank. Impossible to trace. Drop it. I could get into trouble talking like this.
I have questions.
Ask.
Know anything about this salamander prisoner?
Why would I tell you? The captain would kill me.
Maybe I can persuade you.
Powder would help.
Got a cold?
You're pretty green.
Not so green I don't know the best way to take Fistek. Fold back your skin and rub.
Where?
Where you can fold back your skin, Jethro.
If you buy Fizztech from Coleman at the Hairy Bear, don't say I sent you.
Okay, so first we know that Fistek is a local drug, something probably a stimulant like cocaine or something like this. And from this crude joke that girl told, we can imagine that most men in Witcherland, like in Europe, are not circumcised. And apparently we can give something, a gift to Jethro. We have some Fistek that we collected from the salamander bandits that we killed. So let's enable his substance problem a bit.
I never turn down good Fizztech.
Tell me about that Salamandra prisoner.
But... I hardly know anything.
Where is he?
They took him to Lebiota Hospital.
Thanks. Who did you confiscate the Witcher's sword from?
Thaler, the fence. Has to earn his living somehow. Before we let the professor out, Thaler and Vincent were chatting in the courtyard.
Before I went down the sewers. Somehow I sense it was no coincidence. Where do I find Thaler?
I marked the place on the map. But don't kill him. We have a deal with him.
You should drop that habit.
Maybe, but not today.
See ya.
Okay, so we learned a few new things. We learned that there is a dwarven banker who probably paid bail for Professor, for the release of Professor, and that there's a fence who was in the possession of the Silver Sword and got some shady business with Vincent. So we have two more suspects. Oh joy. And we have to go to the hospital to talk with the prisoner. But first let's take our belongings back. And can we drop something? Maybe the dog contract. Okay. So, where should we go next? Let's talk about. I must interrogate the witness. But it's still night, and Vincent said to stay away from the slums, and Jethro mentioned someone selling Fistek in the slums. So let's go to the slums. Yeah, they are burning the dead bodies here. Pretty grisly business, if I might say.
St. Lebiota's Hospital for victims of the Catriona Plague. Only 2 stages after this. Old Vizima and Hell. Damn, I'm gloomy.
As I said, noir all the way. So, a shady hospital, and then probably some quarantined area.
I'm going inside.
Disease patients inside. I'll not have you spreading the pestilence.
Okay, so we let's see if the holy or holy flame or flaming rose. Oh no, sorry, eternal flame. If the eternal flame ring will help here.
Wasting my time.
Okay, so there are probably more rings we have to collect to open the door.
No passage.
I'm going inside.
Disease patients inside. I'll not have you spreading the pestilence.
Okay, so let's try to bribe him. 20 auras, 10 auras.
Come back when you're serious, rogue.
Okay,
Wish.
so this system is that we have to guess how much money does he want.
Come back when you're
Okay.
serious, rogue.
As you wish.
So we'll probably have to try tomorrow. Oh joy. So let's go to the slums.
Around that corner, something moved. Likely monsters again.
And the whole location was ready when we started working on this
Incredible.
on this chapter.
It's a bad neighborhood.
So this is the bad neighborhood of the bad neighborhood of Vizima. And while we were working on this chapter, was all the time we were between like those two states. First, there's too much backtracking and maybe the city is too small. Maybe it doesn't look realistic. And on the other hand, we just like filling it all with quests and interesting situations. So much work. So we're not really sure if we are doing this right.
This is our territory. Run.
Okay, so they don't want me here. This is an inn. A hairy bear, the inn that Jethro mentioned. So let's go and talk to Coleman because he probably knows a lot about Salamandra.
Who's there?
Just a witcher.
Just?
Geralt, greetings.
What happened?
A show of force. They smashed a window and packed 3 bolts in Coleman's gut. Used dispersive bolt heads. A Havkar speciality. And highly illegal.
Oh, great.
Damn Scoia'tael. Now folk will call him a good man, saying how he helped old ladies. A sense of pogrom approaching. The damn shits threw up a list of enemies, and they've begun eliminating them without regard for the consequences.
Why Coleman?
Anger? Revenge? Some elven youth probably overdosed. A note on one of the bolts read, White Death Trader. He was selling Fistech to kids. Cheaper than anyone else. And you know how addictive it is.
I'm surprised they acted in town.
They feel strong now they've got arms. Some fool did business with them.
That would be me.
What terrible times.
Fragmenting tip. Enters the stomach as 1, exits the back as 3, mincing the internal organs. Hawker's specialty. Useless against armored soldiers, the tips burst on the surface of even the lightest armor. They're used to kill civilians, for show, as a cruel warning.
Okay.
I know where the weapons that killed Coleman came from.
From us.
I need to avoid those situations, remain neutral, not get involved.
So as you can see, this is how flashbacks work in the game. We do something, and later we face a delayed consequence of that choice, usually unexpected. And to be honest, when we were doing the quest for the first time, when we were working on the quest, we didn't really have flashbacks yet. They were added like after the alpha version of the game. So in the first version of the story, we just got to talk to Coleman, but then we added the flashback, and if you help the elves, you face an obstacle here. I didn't really remember that, but so you have to find another way to get some information. And we also can see that our decisions sometimes can go back and bite us in the ass. And who's here? Oh, the guy is called Ramsmith. I think he could be called Maton or Maton Chops. The name is inspired by a pretty famous Polish mobster from the 90s who was called Baranina, which is like Maton or Maton Chop. And I learned that in the US you can call a meat lamb no matter how old the animal was, but in Europe, in UK, in Poland, when the animal is young, it's lamb, but when the animal is older, it has to be called maton. So baranina means maton.
What you want, freak?
I have some questions.
You haven't the faintest idea who you're talking to, freak. One word, and before you count to 3, you'll be facing a dozen hardened assassins.
You'll be dead before you count to 3.
Well, the cub growls, but does it bite? I could use someone for wet work.
I despise your kind.
Contempt, wolf cub, is the privilege of the prudent. In all others, it's a sign of youth and ignorance. I'll piss on your juvenile scorn. What do you want?
Yeah, how's
things?
Old whores have wings. Beat it, Witcher.
The Polish version of this dialogue became quite popular among the people who worked on The Witcher, and up to this day, when I ask a friend working on the game how's things, this is usually how he responds. Let's go and see if something is happening in the warehouse in slums. Let's just door. Warehouse door. Okay. So let's stay away. Oh, it's locked. So probably. Did we miss something? Okay. So he was here at midnight. So we missed him. No matter.
This is our territory. Run.
Oh, please. So where can we go now? Let's just take a look. What do we have here? We have some alcohol. Okay. I probably remembered. I remembered something. So let's go and talk to Thaler, like this fence who sold the Witcher sword to Jethro, or who had the Witcher sword that Jethro confiscated. And let's talk to him. Okay. Those gates. Yeah, that's non-human district. Little Mahakam. Okay, so as you can see, those gates. These are like the gate to the to Little China or to the Chinatown in London. So this is also like an ethnic district here in Vizima. A visual shortcut to sell like the whole story to the player. Vivaldi's songs, Cooperative Bank. Okay. So Vivaldi is also okay. So here is where the fence lives. Let's go and talk to him. He's sleeping, but we don't care for such things. We just wake people up and talk to them because we are the Witcher.
I'm a fence. I buy and sell.
What you deal in?
Everything worthwhile. So what'll it be? We doing some ploughing business?
As you can see, as you will see, Thaler has a very dirty mouth, but compared to the Polish version, in the English version, he's a like golden tongue gentleman, really minding his words.
The city guards found a witcher's sword at your place.
First of all, it's the cocksucking guards. Second, why do you care?
Another witcher, Berengar, came to see you.
Well, it wasn't his fucking razor.
How do you know that?
I have your boyfriend's other property. The sword I got elsewhere.
Other property?
Right. Meaning not his sword, got it? Like his undershorts that he pissed all over or something.
So, as I said, in Polish, he has a really dirty mouth. And when we read the first version of the dialogues, they were written by Sebastian Stępień, who later lead the story team for the later installments of the franchise. We were like, these are pretty dirty, maybe too dirty, and this is maybe not what we want. And he was like, guys, relax. This will be just this one character, and it will make him memorable. People will probably love him, and it will be in stark contrast to how other characters talk. And if it doesn't work, I'll just rewrite all the dialogues in my free time. And we were like, okay, let's try. And it worked. People really like Thaler, and he's a very memorable character.
So where did you get the sword?
What'll you give me if I tell you?
I'll stop short of gutting you.
Fair offer. I bought it from a man at the Hairy Bear Tavern.
Care to describe him?
No need, he's the most famous dice player around. Out fucking standing, a real goddamn magician.
Okay, so we'll have to go back to the inn.
How did you get Berengar's property?
Stubborn-ass fella, aren't you? From a middleman.
Where do I find him?
At the Hairy Bear Tavern. Doubt he'd want to talk to you. Man named Coleman.
Oh, great. Just fucking great.
Have you heard of Salamandra?
Piss-swilling reptiles. I've heard of them, but I've no fucking idea what they want.
Amphibians.
What?
Salamanders are amphibians. Now tell me your connection to them.
I'll be plowed if I know.
You do business with Salamandra?
Did you fucking fall off your horse?
How did you get Berengar's effects?
Dog's balls, I'm a fence. Want me to draw you a picture? You think I ask every thief who he plowed for his goods?
Let me draw you a picture. A certain organization, Salamandra, has it in for witchers. A witcher, Berengar, disappears, and all he had lands in the hands of a fence. You. Getting this?
A pox on pictures. Berengar's nothing to me. My suppliers might know more. Besides, I'd never survive in this business if I sold hot goods I actually had a hand in getting.
That's believable. You have contacts among the city guards. Could be valuable to Azar.
Damn dangerous times. I need protection from Salamandra, that's why I deal with the guards.
So you say.
I pay Vincent's half-wits a few coins and they see to my personal safety. I'm done now, see ya.
So as you can see, this is part of, or you don't see it, but I know it. This is part of the suspect quest when the suspect is explaining the situation, and we can decide as the player if we believe the guy or not. I'm a bit biased because I know how the story ends, so let's say I believe him.
Believable, I guess.
This influences how the
I guess.
How the quest
So let's
unfolds.
assume it's not you for now.
I'd say so. Goddamn Dijkstra, ace spy. Dog's balls, what a clever analysis. If you figure anything out and need more information, creep on over and we'll talk.
Okay. So let's take a look at what we learned. This is not a great thing, but as you can see, I'm often looking into the quest descriptions, because I know that sometimes the dialogues are not so great, and we had to add some extra context in the description of the quest. So right now I have no evidence to suspect Thaler, but I will reopen the quest if I find any new evidence. And when it comes to our sword, we have to go to talk to the gambler. Coleman is dead, so yeah, I killed Elite here. But let's go and talk to Thaler once more.
So what'll it be? We doing some ploughing business?
Because
Explain to me what
there will be one system that I
That's confidential.
would love
You need
to
an eye to
show
take
you.
care of yourself.
take care.
Both the bastard guards and the arse-loving thieves need me. That's real art, Witcher. I have deals with everyone, and that makes me untouchable.
Right.
So what'll it be? We doing some ploughing business?
Okay, so we can drink alcohol with people, and let's try it here. Just let's have a drink, and we have some beer, so let's drink. And every NPC has a different alcohol tolerance, so we drink until either Geralt or the NPC is too drunk to stand, and then something happens. I hope we'll manage to outdrink Thaler, because he's one tough bastard. But you know, it's a question of ambition. We are the Witcher, after all. Oh, damn, he's tough. I don't know if we'll make it. Ooh. Okay.
Drinking with you's a fucking treat. I'll show you something interesting, though I shouldn't. I found a book. Redanian Intelligence, a history. Everybody thought this damn scroll had disappeared.
So we are introducing like the concept of Redania and spies. And where is the book? Yeah, and it mentions Sigismund Dijkstra, the master spy we will meet in Witcher 3. This is a character from the books, and it says about how Redania intelligence supported the Order of the Flame Grows, so they are connected to Redania, to, let's say, a neighboring country, sometimes with clashing interests. And yeah, so this is a nice piece of backstory on the world for the more curious. We learned new things that are added to the glossary. So because like the backstory of the world is here in the glossary, and Order of the Flame Grows, yeah, we learn something about their ties to Redania intelligence. And right now we are too drunk to do anything. Oh, damn it. I wanted to meditate here. Oh, this will be so embarrassing. Oh god, this will take ages. I have to find a way to meditate, and he's totally drunk. You know what? This might be a good moment to stop for today. I will spend some time looking for a place to sober up, stealing some stuff along the way, and we will continue our adventure later, when Geralt will be able to conduct any investigation at all. Thank you for your time, and goodbye.